So today I'd like to do a review on the Ridgid 15 amp table saw. I'm using it in conjunction with a Ridgid 16-gallon shop vac. If you use a shop vac for the dust collection purposes on this job, I would recommend using a HEPA filter or some filter that filters out sawdust. Also use a bag, that way the filter does not get clogged. If the filter gets clogged, you know, your shop vac will likely overheat and that kind of thing. So anyway, if you'll come around here, I'll show you some details on the Ridgid table saw. So here's your the numbers for your adjustments. And this is the fence here. You can adjust your fence just like you can on most table saws to adjust for whatever you're cutting. So say we were cutting at 4 inches, we'll just line our red mark up with the 4 inches, lock it down in place. It stays real solid right there. So then you'll run your board through, cut it, so on and so forth. Alright, so this thing adjusts to 24 inches. So our maximum measurement that we can cut when it's closed is going to be 13 inches. So I'll lock it down in place at 13 inches right there. Now if you'll notice over here, when I go to adjust this fence, right now it's on 13 inches right there. So that determines your maximum number you can cut whenever the fence is completely closed, basically. Alright, so in order to adjust the fence, you'll want to adjust this over here. There's a little lever right there. Pull it up, and then this will slide out. Now you notice over here, whenever I'm sliding this out, my numbers are increasing. Okay, it goes all the way up to 24. Just a tad past, actually. You just want to adjust that back to 24 if you're cutting a 24 inch. Make sure your fence is set on 13 here. You're going to cut 24 inches. Just to prove it, I'm going to take my measuring tape. I'm going to measure from the blade over to the edge of the fence. So I'm on my blade, and at the edge of my fence, I'm at 24 inches. So that's how that works. So this is your adjustment for your miter. So in order to adjust this, you'll want to take and pull this lever over. Then you can adjust your blade angle. As you can tell, your blade's tilting. Alright, and then you want to bring this and set it back to 0. I have noticed that this thing kind of wants to settle on like 1 degree. So you want to give it a little extra push there towards the end and then lock it over. Sometimes if you had 3 hands, it would probably help. Also, if you rotate this, this raises and lowers your blade. But you'll want to compensate for your blade. And also with that anti-kick pawl backer in the back, you want to raise it up a little higher than normal, because if you don't, there's a little thing back here that'll catch on your boards and make it a real pain to actually get the board through. Now this turns your saw on and off, obviously. Over here it has a little storage area for your blades, for adjusting your tools for adjusting your blades, I should say. Over here it's got a port for your shop vac or whatever you're hooking up here, your dust collection system. Alright, and then back here it has a storage for your miter that actually goes on your saw, on your table I should say. This goes in like this, and then you can adjust your miter just like this. I don't typically use this thing because I'm actually cutting material that's a lot bigger, like 24 inch. It also folds up decently, so you can store it. It works pretty well. I like it. I just bought it because it was cheap. It's 300 bucks new. We're going to go ahead and take and run some material through. We got to make a cut, which I have to look and see what that cut is again, and we'll go ahead and adjust for it. and make a cut here, so that way you can see how it works. So I need to make a cut at 23 5/8 inches. So what I want to do is adjust my my fence, and also pull this lever up so it adjusts all the way out. Extend it all the way out, lock that back down in place, and adjust this for 23 5/8 inches. So remember, like I said previously in the video, 13 is your max as it's closed, so 13 is the highest number that's going to be on this as well. So you'll actually want to adjust it on this one to 12 5/8. So alright, this is adjusted for 12 5/8. Make sure my fence is locked in place here, and also square. What I like to do to square it up is put both thumbs on the edge here, push down tight, lock it in place. Alright, now that's locked in place. I'm going to go grab some material and run it through the saw.